Hi there, this is Tara from Maple Small Business Solutions on the beautiful Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia. If you're watching this video, it's likely that you've registered for one of Maple's next in-person Xero Essentials workshops. In the lead up to our Xero Essentials workshops, we send participants a series of emails to help them prepare for the workshop and receive more value. This video is about contacts, your contact list in Xero. We see it time and time again. We start working with a new client and we're doing a bit of a review of their Xero file, and we go to their contacts and we find more times than not, it's filled with huge amounts of duplicate, triplicate, etc. contacts. The same entity is in Xero over and over with slightly different names, or sometimes even the same name. There are a lot of reasons why duplicate contacts are not good, and we'll go through that during the workshop. But what I challenge you to do between now and the workshop is, if you've been using Xero for a while and you've checked your contact list and you found quite a few duplicate contacts, I challenge you to do your best to clean it up. If you're not confident with it, you can give us a quick call and we can help you with it on the day of our workshop as well. There are some tricky bits with regards to contacts, but it's not that hard. I'll give you an example as a tricky bit. I was going to show you how to combine two contacts by using central documentation services and central copiers. I was going to say, let's pretend that these are both the same entity and the business is really going by the name central copiers. But when I went into central documentation services, there's a bill, and I was going to just edit the bill and change it to central copiers. It wouldn't help. It wouldn't do it for me. I kept trying over and over and I kept getting these error messages. And then I thought, what's going on? So I had a look at the payment. And I realized that the payment in the bank statement, in a bank transaction, is one big bank payment that covers all sorts of different bills. And I imagine that's why Xero wouldn't allow me to change it. I'm assuming so. Now, I was going to remove and redo the payment and try it that way, and I'm glad I didn't, because had I done that, I would have undone all of these bills, and depending on what records were kept before I did the remove and redo, it would have been really difficult for me, if this was a real Xero file, to get that information, especially if I'm the accountant or the bookkeeper working on the file and I don't actually have access to the client's bank accounts where they can drill down and get the details of which bills this big amount was payment for. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, I'm happy to explain it during our Xero Essentials workshop. But let's do a couple more straightforward examples. This is the demo company. As you can see, the demo company's contacts are pretty tidy. Unlike a lot of Xero files, there's virtually no duplicates of anything. But have a look at this one. This looks a bit suspicious. Let's say I contacted the client who belongs to this Xero file and I said, can you confirm, please, if 123 colons and 132 colons are the same? chances are I would be able to find that information out by myself by looking at the detail that's in it. But the demo company in Xero doesn't have documents attached to the transactions, so I can't bring up a copy of the supplier invoice. So I can't see for sure. But if this were a real Xero file, then what I would do is I would open the bill. I would have a look at the attachments, the actual invoice that was attached. I'd probably find that they were exactly the same business, and I would just need to figure out whether it's 123 Collins or 132 Collins or even something else and fix it that way. So let's assume that 132 Collins is a typo and that the business is really called 123 Collins. So there's all different ways that you can do it. You can merge two contacts without making any changes. However, I recommend you do a bit of research. So first of all, check to see what bills, sales invoices, spend money, receive money are included in a contact before you merge the two. Also have a look at the contact details that are in a contact. For example, this one, 132 Collins, has a phone number. If I had merged 132 Collins into 123 Collins, I might have lost that telephone number. So that might be important information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that telephone number just to be sure there's no other contact details at all in this one. And 123 has no contact details at all. So I copied that phone number. So what I'll do is I will put that phone number in the contact I'm going to keep and save it. And then I'm going to go into 132 Collins. And like I said, we could merge them without doing this. But if there aren't many bills, sales invoices, spend or receive money in a contact that you're getting rid of, it might be better just to open up each of the bills, sales invoices, spend and receive money, and just edit the details and change it to the correct one. So what we should find now, if we go to 132 Collins, that bill should be gone because I've moved it to 123 Collins. Xero's taking its time. Come on, Xero. There we go. The bill is gone. I've taken that phone number out and put it in the other one. So this contact, it can go. We're done with it. So what I'll do is I'll archive it. You can access contacts that have been archived. So if we go to all contacts, there is a list of archived contacts. So you can always go back and have a look at them. So those two contacts are up to date now. So if I go back to contacts, because I've archived 132 Collins, it's not on the list anymore. 123 Collins is there and the phone number that I took out of the other one is. And the two bills are in the same place. Now I'll give you an example about merging. So let's imagine that Bank and Bank West are the same thing. So again, just like before, I'm going to have a look at what's in both of them before I merge them, because if there's information in one before we merge that's important, you might lose it. So this is Bank, and there's no contact information. The contact name is the only thing that's in the Bank one. and there is a spend money, probably for bank fees. So if we go into the Bank West one, there's some sales invoices in there. And if I look at the contact details, it's got Bank West, it's got email, it's got addresses. So from what I can see, because it's only a spend money in here and there's no contact information, we should be pretty safe to merge the two and not worry about losing any information. So let's have a go. So I'm going to choose bank. That's the one we want to get rid of. And I'm going to click merge. Now Xero is going to ask us, which contact do you want to merge into? So I'm going to say Bank West and merge the two and confirm the merge. So now bank is gone, Bank West is there, and that spend money that was in bank is now in the Bank West contact. And that's it. That's how you tidy up contacts, merge contacts, and archive contacts. We'll go over it quickly again in the workshop. But yes, let us know if you have any questions, and we really look forward to seeing you at our Xero Essentials workshop. Thanks for watching.